Here's my pleaser and platform Hella Heels collection. Yes, I can walk in all of them. I buy a lot of them secondhand, so that is my big secret. These over here are my cosplay boots. Just brought out my personality disorder. I use these more just for cosplay. I'm just gonna unbox. Pleaser and Hella Heels, it is a big thing online. Have their loyalty and their favorite. There's different heights to the heels, different pitches, different heights to the arches. Some people say some are made better. I do believe that Hella Heels is owned by dancers. One thing I do know about Pleasers, it is owned by the same company as Demonia, so that is like the goth boot company. They do serve different jobs in my opinion. I can walk in the shoes, not because the shoes are special, not because it's Hella Heels versus Pleasers. That's not going to determine if you can walk in the shoes. It's not because I have good feet. I had plantar fasciitis years ago, which I actually saved with Pilates, and you don't need good feet either. What you need to do is you need to train your feet to be able to sustain walking in platforms like this, and you need to train your whole body actually to be able to balance in platforms like this. It's not something that we're inherently born with, although obviously if you are a dancer and doing point, you might have a little bit of an advantage, but something that you would have trained for. Most people blame the shoe. You have to blame the fact that you're not strong enough for the shoe. A lot of people love Hella Heels, and there's a big rivalry between Pleaser and Hella Heels. And here's my Hella Heels. I had bought a pair of Hella Heels in a limited release of certain colors, and I love the color. It was a blue color. And when I got it, now mind you, as you can see, I have quite a few pairs of heels, and I'm also not a very experienced pole dancer. I'm not doing a ton of tricks. I'm not doing a ton of edge work. I'm pretty beginner. It's not like I'm doing anything wild on them. So I get the boot. Everything is shipping from Australia. So I got everything on sale, so I was excited to get it. When I got the boots, I wore them one time, and one time tied the lace. Went to tie it tight, the lace snapped in half. Dealing with customer service was a night. They did not believe me that the lace snapped. I shouldn't have to buy a lace if it snaps the first time. They feel great. So I had a really bad experience with them. So in my opinion, I would only buy them if I could get them secondhand, because dealing with the customer service was a nightmare. Pleasers are half the price. In my opinion, they also age better. I've worn these maybe once and they nicked. Yes, you can buy protectors. If I'm spending $200 on a pair of boots, I shouldn't have to worry about them getting nicked. My Pleasers really just don't get nicked. Pleasers hold up better. If you're going to buy Hella Heels, they are really nice. They are really solid. They do have a different pitch. They do feel a little bit different. They are heavier. Performances, they look beautiful. People will get them for they're doing a big show. My everyday are definitely Pleasers. Higher arch, Hella Heels does have a higher arch. It has a much softer interior. I think it's all made out of leather. I just haven't found the durability to be consistent. I just found that it got really flaky. Whereas all of my Pleasers, they really just hold up. These are my practice ones, and I really just beat them up. They have holes, but this will probably go for another 6 months to a year before I really need to toss them. I say go with Pleasers, especially if you're looking for your first pair. I'm on 8 inches now. That did take a little bit of balance. 5, you can start with 6 or 7, 5.5 or 6, and I think I could have started with 7. That boils down to training. This brand made by YRU, the Extra brand. That's also a goth brand. They're stripper made anymore. So that's on Depop that are no longer made. Do believe I only paid $25 or so plus shipping for this, because sometimes people just want to get rid of things. They were worn one. The outfit I'm wearing is actually I bought on Depop. It's handmade, but it's a rework. It's really cute. I have had results with handmade items, especially with cosplay and especially with expensive stuff, the Hella Heels, because Hella Heels is, dancer-owned, independent brand. They don't sell on Amazon, so it's just harder to return. And the same is true if you're buying a cosplay that's independent-owned, harder to return. That my other big guilty pleasure has absolutely, TikTok has definitely been a less of a from people are gravitating towards, but the TikTok shop for Pleaser had some really, really good deals. Their brand new designs, but I really have a need to have their brand new. Just to summarize, items are not always better handmade. Mass-produced things might work better for you, especially if you're on a budget. I know I might have some cosplayers with pleasers. They can be a little bit more durable. Pitch can be a little bit different, and I just love all of the variety. Just think they're built, they expect chaos. Some people say the differentiation in recent years with their production runs. I have not found that to be true. I've had no problems in the last few years buying their items. One thing to keep in mind, you're not training your feet. None of it's going to work. The best shoe is the shoe that your feet are ready for. Weekly for a new character themed workout by Barbies and Kens.